Hello? That's better. All right. All right, you may be seated. Good afternoon. I am Gordon Boschman, and I am honored to serve as your principal at Berthoud High School. Today, we are gathering together to celebrate our graduates. After the past 15 months of craziness, I want to offer you a sincere welcome to the commencement ceremony for Berthoud High School's class of 2021. A special thanks to Michael DeWall, Karen Barrett, and Kristen Lutz, along with a host of TSD personnel for their work in organizing the many details required to make today's ceremony a reality for our graduates. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize all the former, current, and future members of our armed forces. We thank you for your service and for your sacrifice so that we may continue to enjoy so many freedoms our country affords us. Again, thank you. At this time, will you please join me, and gentlemen, please remove your hats and rise for the playing of our national anthem. Parents, family, honored guests, and graduates, you may be seated. Well, today marks a very special accomplishment for the class of 2021. I do not believe there has been another high school graduating class that required their students to meet their senior year academic standards in 4 different instructional models. Some of our graduates chose to complete their senior year fully remote and taking online TCO classes. The majority of our graduates started their senior year utilizing the in-person remote model, which is also fully remote, learning from home for the first quarter. Then we organized students into 2 cohort groups and delivered instruction in a hybrid model where half the students were in person and the other half were at home. And then seniors finished their last 9 weeks at Berthoud High School, 4th quarter, back fully in person. Of course, for safety reasons, we had all our students wear masks, maintain social distancing guidelines, and clean their desktops before leaving each classroom. Well, there have been challenges this school year due to the COVID pandemic. It has also been a year of great resilience and outstanding student engagement. Class of 2021, we recognize and honor your unwavering drive, strength of character, and solid academic performance that has brought each one of you to this moment of celebration today. The efforts of your 13 years in public education is truly your foundation for future success. An absolutely amazing accomplishment of the class of 2021 is that collectively they have earned scholarships totaling in excess of $4 million. Again, our sincere congratulations to this resilient class of 2021. I would now like to take this opportunity to introduce our honored guests who have joined me on this stage. Dr. Mark Schaefer, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael DeWall, Assistant Principal and Athletic Director. We are also honored to have all 7 Board of Education members join us today, including Paul Banks, Stu Boyd, Pam Howard, Lori Vizla Ward, Don Kirk, Barbara Cruz, and Jarrett Roberts. And we are also honored to have Thompson School District Cabinet members here today. Ms. Dawn Huckabee, Chief Academic Officer, Mr. Theo Robeson, Director of Secondary Schools, Ms. Tracy Stagel, Executive Director of Learning Services, Mr. Todd Piccone, Chief Operations Officer, and Ms. Charlie Carter, Director of Exceptional Student Services. Now I am pleased to invite our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Schaefer, to the podium.
Greetings, Berthoud High School graduates. You made it. Today is a day to celebrate, rejoice, and honor each of the graduates sitting before me. We are so proud of each and every one of you who have navigated this very difficult and complex year and have emerged as high school graduates who are now prepared to move forward into the next phase of your very exciting futures. Sitting among this group are the state and national Knowledge Bowl team champions, Robotics Design Award world champions, a state champion swimmer, musicians, FFA state champions, artists, scholars, builders, junior ROTC members, culinary arts specialists, musicians, athletes, and dreamers. The Berthoud High School class of 2021 is unique and special, not because you have all experienced a school year like none other, but because you have experienced this school year with agility, grace, perseverance, finesse, and excellence. We are so very proud of you, and we congratulate you. As a group, you make up the 150 graduates of Berthoud High School. As an individual, what matters is the personal journey that have led you to be sitting here today. Each one of you have accumulated experiences and stories that have helped to define and shape the person who you are so far. You have learned much through your classes, your activities, and your interactions with your peers. Your family and friends have also played a major role in who you are so far today. These experiences and interactions, some happy and joyful, and others more somber and serious, are all part of the fabric and tapestry that makes up who you are as an individual. Over the coming minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months, you will continue to reflect and weigh options and decisions that lie before you. For some, this may mean embarking on a collegiate experience, while for others it may mean entering the workforce or joining the military. Others may even seek to pause and take more time to consider next options and future steps. No matter what you choose, know that as a community of family and friends, we stand with you and we support you. To our amazing graduates, congratulations. On behalf of our nearly 15,000 students, our 2,700 employees, our Board of Education, and our outstanding TSD community, we are so very proud of you. Please know that your entire community, and especially the community of Berthoud, truly stands with you and alongside of you as you graduate from Berthoud High School. We hope that you will take your experiences, memories, and lessons learned and do great things in the world. You not only represent Berthoud High School and the Berthoud community, but you also represent our entire TSD community. We know that you will make us proud as we cheer you on today in honor of your graduation. We wish you the very best, and we cannot wait to celebrate in your future successes. All the best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Schaefer. Well, we are now ready to present the class of 2021. And I would now like to invite our class-elected speaker to the stage, Eleanor Tao. Eleanor is the daughter of Shane and Jennifer Tao.
So check out the scoreboard. I know, the scrolling, see what it says.
Okay. Hello, family, friends, and BHS staff. My name is Eleanor Tao, and I'm the senior class president here at Berthoud High School. To be completely honest, I never would have guessed 4 years ago that I'd be standing here today. Before I go any further, I'd like to give a sincere and heartfelt thank you to all the teachers, staff, parents, and friends who have guided me throughout my last 12 years in the Berthoud schools. It is your effort and support and encouragement that has hopefully prepared me for my future, and I guess we'll find out in a few months how good of a job you guys actually have done. As I sat down to write this speech, I had no idea what possible advice or profound insight I could offer coming from a 17-year-old girl from Berthoud. So I did what any kid my age does, and I Googled it. I watched a few videos, read the expert advice, jotted down some notes, then quickly followed that with a search for home remedies for panic attacks. A couple hours and 3 paper bags later, and I had an idea-ish. But before I actually got to writing, I asked Google if it was a good idea. It said it was all in the delivery. That was less than helpful. What I decided was to tell you about something I had learned this year that had nothing to do with PowerPoints or lectures or textbooks. Last summer, my parents told me that during my senior year, it was important to not focus too much on the future and not spend the entire year worrying about what was to come after high school. Instead, they encouraged me to try to truly appreciate the time at Berthoud, to live in the present, and to cherish my last year of high school. Of course, like an undisclosed percent of things that my parents tell me, it went in one year and out the other. All I could think about is where I wanted to go to college and what the future had in store for me. On the first day of school, there were 269 days left of us being high school students. It felt like it was such a huge number and something that would take forever to get through. I even got a cute chalkboard shaped like a graduation cap so I can keep track of how many days I had until I could no longer use my online resources during tests, ask my friends for homework, or try to convince my teachers to bump my grade up without a great reason. I had thought this countdown would be something that would make me happy since I was so eager for the future. I would think, I am finally going to be an adult. I get to make my own decisions, do things the way I want, when I want, and best of all, I don't have to do chores anymore. On a side note, turns out colleges have class schedules and syllabuses, and apparently to be an enrolled student, you have to go to class when they say and turn stuff in. So I might have to wait on the whole I do what I want thing. Anyway, every day I'd erase one number, and instead of feeling a rush of excitement and relief that I thought would come, I would look at that number and feel a touch sad and nostalgic. During my countdown, I started thinking about all the times I had in the Berthoud schools, all the years I've spent, all the friends I've made, and the experiences I've had. It finally started to click recently that I had spent so much time focusing on what's to come after high school, that I was taking the present for granted. I was so set on preparing to get out of Berthoud as soon as I could, I never fully cherished the days spent riding our bikes around the neighborhood, going to the dances at Turner, and cheering into the crowded bleachers at football games. This past month, I have been overcome with the importance of every moment we have had together and what it means to me. From field days, showcases, and mushball tournaments, to the medieval fair and 8th grade formal, to walking into high school together terrified, surviving our first homecoming week, our first finals week, all the way up to our senior ditch day at Carter when the Rangers showed up 3 times, different story, different time, forking and painting the school for our prank, to finally our sunset on this football field. There are a good amount of us that started at one of the elementary schools in town. I was lucky enough to start mine at Ivy Stockwell, School for the Gifted, and not Berthoud Elementary, also known as not Ivy Stockwell. There is a tradition at the grade schools that every year in May, the students that had gone to one of the Berthoud schools for all 12 years would come back to their elementary and then the middle school and parade through their halls in their caps and gowns. I can remember year after year watching this graduation parade and looking up at these big kids walking through the halls of Ivy and seeing their faces full of both joy and tears. I always envied those graduating seniors, and I couldn't wait for my turn to wear my cap and gown and walk through Ivy and Turner, reliving some of my old memories with the class I've grown up with. And then, 11 days ago, it was our turn. We were the big kids looking at kindergartners holding the signs that say good luck and I heart Iron Man, and the 7th graders yelling have fun being in college debt, and I had something hanging out my nose. A full 12 years just flashed before my eyes. People have always said that time flies, but I wasn't really prepared to see it for myself. As we come to an end of our time here in Berthoud and the end of my speech, it is time for the inevitable graduation speech advice from a minor. My parents had all these old people things to say, like stop and smell the roses or don't miss the forest through the trees when they read this. But for me, what I've learned is to treasure our time together and spend each day as its own. Try to stop overthinking, exfoliate, be brave, use sunscreen, take smart risks, moisturize, and start truly appreciating each and every moment you have. Thank you. Abracadabra, Holmes.
Thank you, Eleanor. I would now like to invite our valedictorian of the class of 2021 to the stage, Elizabeth Sundheim. Elizabeth is the daughter of Scott and Rachel Irene Sundheim.
Friends, Spartans, countrymen, lend me your ears. This ceremony is a celebration of our knowledge, our time to bask in the glory of all the achievements of these past 4 years. We've learned about the American Revolution and verb conjugation. We've studied algebraic equations and the circulatory system. We've learned the boring stuff and the fascinating stuff. We've honed our critical thinking and problem-solving skills, skills that will be useful no matter what path we take. In addition to the facts and dates, we've learned how to be good teammates, good friends, good citizens, how to play with integrity and lose with grace, how to strategize and empathize. To the teachers, parents, and everyone else who has helped us get this far, we, the class of 2021, thank you. As we celebrate the end of high school, let us also keep in mind that it is not and should not be an end to education. There is so much more out there for us to learn, not just for those heading off to college, but also in life and work experience. With that in mind, I ask your forbearance to add one more bit of knowledge to your already stuffed heads, and that is the phrase, ad astra per aspera. Literally translated from the Latin, it means to the stars through adversity. A little bit looser of a translation would read something closer to achieving greatness through challenges. And wow, has this class seen challenges? Not one of us could have predicted that the pandemic would flip our junior and senior years upside down, disturbing our best laid plans. We had things to do, competitions to win, and mischief to manage. Instead, we saw classes moved online, activities disrupted, and every quintessential piece of the high school experience changed in one form or another. The thing is, these challenges have changed us for the better. As Albert Einstein once said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Our class has without a doubt found the opportunities. Our knowledgeable team got a chance to compete at a national tournament thanks to the switch to an online format. Many of us took classes at Front Range that never would have fit in schedules before. When we reminisce at our 10 or 15-year reunion, we'll remember the fun we had at our senior sunrise at Carter Lake and forget entirely that we couldn't have it on this field. We have a new appreciation for each other and for the opportunities we have to connect that we once took for granted. Without all the clutter of activities we once had, we've rediscovered the simpler joys of life. What we once thought was the end of the world as we knew it has turned out to be merely the beginning of a new and better way of life. Leaving high school might be its own form of adversity as we leave the friends, the routine, and the lifestyle we have carved out for ourselves. But we cannot expect to reach the stars from the comfort of what we know, so we must take this chance to chart a new course. None of us expect the road ahead of us to be easy, as the 140-odd of us lead to go down 140-odd different paths through life. Each one will contain its own challenges. How we respond to them is up to us. To quote C.S. Lewis, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. I hope each one of you remembers to view your hardships through the mindset of ad astra per aspera. Remember that each of us is made of star stuff and use adversity as a stepping stone to your place among the stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. These young, resilient men and women seated before you today have met the academic standards of the state of Colorado and the high standards and expectations of the Thompson School District. By the authority given to me by the Thompson School Board, it is with great pleasure that I authorize the presentation graduation diplomas to Berthoud High School's class of 2021. That little reverb is getting to me. At this time, we would like to begin the presentation of diplomas to our class of 2021. Graduating seniors names will be read by our salutatorian, Corey Schaefer, son of Chris and Sandra Schaefer. And because Corey is our salutatorian, he will be the first senior to receive his diploma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now giving diplomas is Caitlin Alberts. And to lead us off, we have Mason Allen Evans. Christina Sue Jones. Trevor Gavani Pierce. Next giving diplomas is Karen Barrett, Sarah Grace Coons, now giving diplomas is Gordon Boschman. You're giving him next. Piper Kathleen O'Mara. Quentin Prouty. Zachary Kagan Reichart. Emma Kendall Tortalia. Cole Anthony Whitson. Nathan Wu. Now giving diplomas, Will Karen. Talon Cade Massey. Now giving diplomas, Jana Klein. Genevieve Gia Babiak. Callie Kathleen Buckridge. Daniela Nancy Castellanos. Elise Clark. Macy Margaret Fitzgerald. Luxus Jaylee Gallegos. Caleb Dimitri Hernandez Ornales. Now giving diplomas, Crystal Domenico. Leela Elizabeth Domenico. Now giving diplomas, Tyler English. Caleb Shane Brown. Annalise Mary Kerr. Gage Cortland Shadle. Now giving diplomas, Ted Fabiano. Gabriel Matthew Smith. Anna Isabella Thormansgaard. Now giving diplomas, Alan Gibson. Brianna Michelle Fowler. Now giving diplomas, Matthew Goldsmith. Abigail Avery Dodd. Now giving diplomas, Steve Garenberg. Wyatt Thomas Cook. Now giving a diploma, Hannah Groh Morales. To Gretchen Elise Marty. Now giving diplomas, David Hunn. To Aiden James Cranwell. Charles David Hoskins. Now giving diplomas, Kaylee Jansky. To Ellie Marianne Yuska. Next giving diplomas, Jordan Jennings. To Elijah Cole Greenslit. Elizabeth Nomia Maldonado. Joseph Russell Malinowski. Justin Richard Snedeker. Nicholas Edward Williams. Now giving diplomas, Buddy Coons. To Matthew Theo Jorison. Lane Michael Perky. Next giving diplomas is Michelle Coons. Savannah Joy Letford. Clay Lewis. Next giving diplomas, Allison Lanter. Kaylina Sarah Bonstangel. Riley Ann Davidson. Jamie Elizabeth Delwart. Salvador Arribas Variella. Alana Faith Emil. Madeline Lee Kachuk. Lily Rose Lind. Haley Lynn Nygaard. Kellen Gear Oliver. Now giving diplomas, Keith Lobdell. Jonah Carl Doyle. Maxwell Albert Horvath. Luke Hunter Namesnick. Maria Elise Razum. David Ryan Sandstedt. Wesley Wu. Next giving diplomas, Lindy Lum. Tess Elizabeth Foley. Mackenzie Carol Harris. Renee Ashley McCrae. Sydney Kathleen Robb. Case Wayne Thorne. Next giving diplomas is Kristen Lutz. Chloe Ray Eisenberg. Next giving diplomas, Elizabeth March. Lauren Page Cuffle. Adelaide Patricia Giles. Next giving diplomas is David Moore. Kaylee Jessica Marcoux. Next giving diplomas, Brianna Morrell. Kyler Isaiah Barnes. Zane Timothy Groove. Rebecca Lynn Ridout. Mariana Piper Smith. Next giving diplomas, Jennifer Quick. Sebastian Alexander Metzer. Next, giving diplomas, Kurt Ranweiler. Cannon von Norland is. Next, giving diplomas, Andrea Rajkovic. Kaiser Jean Keck. Elijah John Krolick. Jackson David Pygott. Eleanor Marianne Tao. Next, giving diplomas, Mil Santos. Seth Kine Arnstead. Logan Marie Nissen. Next, giving diplomas, Rob Sommerfeld. William Campbell Packenham. Dylan Michael Stearns. Next, giving diplomas, Kayla Steele. Riley Blaze Breinstein. Faith Amber Coleman. Emily Marie Franks. Logan Murray Hess. Isabella Ruth Malaby. McKenna Maria Miller. Eliana Elizabeth Paradise. Tyler Wayne Rotor. Parker David Sawyer. Elizabeth Conda Sundheim. Adam Alexander Vigil. Next, giving diplomas, Jesse Stray. To Maxwell Franklin Payne. Next, giving diplomas, Hayden Sweet. Dylan Kenneth Fishburne. I apologize. Dylan Kenneth Brune. That's my bad, Dylan. Kenneth Ted Fishburne. Maggie Lee Horsch. Armando Gabriela Francisco Miramontes. Erin Nicole Percy. Samuel James Recase. Bo James Snackenberg. Adrian Michael Short. Stride Joseph Stratton. Cameron Gage Vasco. Next, giving diplomas, Joe Vlieger. Sarah Ann Berkheimer. Carolyn Noel Dodd. Gabrielle Earl. Rebecca Rose Hoare. Rachel Denier Hogland. Ariel Michelle Kahn. Jared William Lee. Next, giving diplomas, Blaine Voth. Natalie Jane Anzac. John Paul Anton. Tyler Benjamin Brooks. Austin Cole Burdett. Kylie Marie Densborn. Riley James Dio. Aiden Jeremiah Dong. Hunter Brooke Ryan Fosnot. Cooper James Hidalgo. Carrington Jane Kingston. Cadence Lurie Kipper. Gracie Renee Lockett. Spencer Tomas Lucero. Madison Brooke Meadows. Samuel Walter Owens. Sean Russell Phipps. Maria Ann Quire. Mariah Martha Reniker. Autumn Lenora Marie Shipler. Keaton Daniel Stroh. Lacey Kate Both. Brendan O'Neill Wagner. Next, giving diplomas, Victoria White. Brandon Tyler Berry. Next, giving diplomas, Sharon Winter. Aiden Cole Valdez. Giving our last diploma, Robbie Workman. And to finish us off, Peter Aiden Bullitt.
You did it. Good job, buddy. Well done.
Well, thank you, Corey. So before we complete the turning of the tassels, which will end our ceremony today, I would like to offer some important directions for graduates. We ask that graduates exit the field via the south gates and proceed directly to the front of the school by the flagpole to collect your official diploma and transcript. All guests, please remain in your seats as the graduates exit the field. And now, may I please have Eleanor Tao, the senior class president, to close the ceremony with the turning of the tassels.
Stand him up.
Thanks, Michael.